The City of Barrie is undertaking a long-term 25 to 30-year plan to reimagine the Bayfield Street corridor from Sophia Street in the south to the city's northern boundary. A team led by Jordan Lambie, the senior urban designer for the City of Barrie, is gathering feedback from residents, business owners, property owners, and community groups, including Indigenous organizations.
It's a similar thing. So the city is expecting a lot of growth to 2051, basically doubling its population. This study area is a strategic growth area for the city, where we're anticipating to see more significant development than in other areas like neighborhoods.
Many participants shared their thoughts using sticky notes placed on maps and boards, highlighting ideas, concerns, and opportunities for the corridor. Residents will continue to have an opportunity to participate through the online survey, open until February 26th. The survey aims to collect further input and help identify key issues that should be addressed through the project. The link for the survey is in the description. The initiative is currently in phase 2. During phase 3, concept designs will be developed, while stages 4 and 6 will involve plan drafting, review, and adoption.
It'll be moving relatively quickly. The goal is to have a final kind of community design plan to council by summer recess, or kind of in the summer of 2026.
We spoke with Jordan Lambie, the senior urban designer and project manager for the Bayfield Street Community Design Plan, about the importance of public input, the project timeline, his team, and the overall vision for the initiative.
We are at East Bayfield Community Centre. We're currently engaging on the Bayfield Street Community Design Plan, which is a long-term planning initiative that is revisioning Bayfield Street corridor to facilitate new official plan policies to make a complete neighborhood. Bayfield Street Community Design Plan is a long-term planning initiative looking at a 25 to 30-year horizon to revision the Bayfield Street corridor from Sophia Street on the south to the city limits at the north. And it's looking at things like land use, transportation improvements, parks and open spaces, things that the city may need as some of the planned growth starts to come to this area. So we're currently in stage 2 of the community design plan. The previous stages, we've looked at a kind of commercial market study to understand the needs of our commercial businesses along the corridor that are existing and how to support them. The second part of that is the background review study, which has looked kind of at the physical elements of the corridor, what some of the strengths, weaknesses, challenges, and opportunities are as we move into develop a new vision. We've got a couple of opportunities to reach out to the community, both the broader public, like tonight's workshop session, which kind of introduces the project at a high level to them and solicits some of their ideas and feedback on what those opportunities are and their vision for what Bayfield could be. In addition to the community, we are also engaging with business owners and property owners along the corridor, again, to make sure that their needs and vision for the corridor is kind of supported by some of the changes that we might propose. The city's new official plan sets out a new vision for a Bayfield corridor that introduces residential uses along the corridor to really try to capitalize on some of more, we'll call it underdeveloped or underutilized pieces of Bayfield, so large-scale parking lots, things that could facilitate new housing or businesses or parks, where parking could be integrated in other methods or supplemented by other transportation options like transit, cycling, walking, if people are living in that neighborhood to support those businesses. So this is really a visioning of the community design framework of what it might look like. Some of that may involve city investment in things like new streets, parks, libraries, whatever other community services may be required. And some of that will be investigated through the future phases of work. Otherwise, part of that is how is the private development community going to support some of those investments, and what do they need to kind of integrate into those new streets and parks and open spaces. Today we're kind of discussing high-level vision with the community. Following this and some engagement with our stakeholders along the corridor, we'll kind of move into concept development. So once we hear big picture what the vision we want to kind of achieve, we'll start to put pen to paper and figure out what that might look like physically on the corridor. So we'll develop a few options and come out and engage on those options to see what is working for the different interest groups. The additional lands from Oro and other kind of adjacent municipalities is actually not quite directly connected to this study area. So it's more kind of towards the east and west of the northern boundary. It'll be moving relatively quickly. The goal is to have a final kind of community design plan to council by summer recess, or kind of in the summer of 2026. Next steps will be again to gauge on kind of concept developments. That will probably take another 2 months to kind of get it developed and then bring it forward to the public again. We will be seeking council feedback kind of at the final piece of this. So after we develop concept options, we will select like a preferred concept or an amalgamation of the features that we like from different concepts and come up with a final community design plan based on the feedback from our interest groups. And we'll present that to council in the summer of 2026. It's a similar thing. So the city is expecting a lot of growth to 2051, basically doubling its population. This study area is a strategic growth area for the city, where we're anticipating to see more significant development than in other areas like neighborhoods. So it's going to be more intensified. There's going to be an intensification of density, intensification of uses, and activity in general. So some of the improvements, this project is tied to the Bayfield EA and transportation improvements study, which looked at the MTO improvements of the Bayfield interchange and some of the city improvements that are needed to facilitate that across Bayfield. This is just looking a little bit more broadly at not just transportation, but how land use and built form and all the other city systems will fit into that, to exactly that, to make a more walkable, complete community that services our residents. It's a big multidisciplinary team, so I represent the project management from the city's perspective as the urban designer for the City of Barrie. We've brought in WSP as a consulting firm, leading some of the planning, design, and some of the transportation works. They're also leading the Bayfield interchange improvements, the EA for our transportation planning department. In terms of our team across the city, we're working with a wide range of groups, from parks planning to transportation planning, our planning department, which looks at like land use and growth, our facilities groups, so understanding kind of what community services are needed and how those are going to be delivered as this area grows. So it's a wide range of interest groups at the city. And we are directly engaging with, as I mentioned, interest holders along the corridor that are private, or community organizations as well. So Indigenous groups, business owners, property owners, neighborhood associations. We're looking to engage with a broad range of interest holders.